Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Knee Slappin' K-Pop podcast. I'm Sammy. I am here with Kayla.
Hello.
And we are here for our annual Rookie Boy Group Introduction Roundup, whatever we've called it in the past.
Yes. Whatever that episode is, we're here to do it again.
Only this time
There's so many.
There's so many.
There's a record amount of boys this year.
There is a record amount of boys. So we do this every year.
Yes.
This is the first time we've decided to do it at the end of the year, which was probably something we should have done a while ago.
This is the year we should have definitely split it in half, and we didn't. We waited to the end of the year, and now we have too many boys.
Because the first year we did this, which was 2020, we managed to do two of them. We did one in the middle of the year and then one at the end of the year.
Yes.
And because we had around like 8 groups per video.
Yep.
Which is fine.
We had 16 groups total in that year, and it's technically only 15 because H&D of that year debuted in Bay 173. So they're kind of one in the same. We technically
covered them twice.
Yeah.
Essentially. And then the second year, we got to it. We did our summer episode on it. And then by the end of the year, we realized we didn't have enough to do a second one.
There were not enough boy groups in the second half of the year. Yeah.
No. And then last year, same thing happened. We sort of did one episode and weren't really expecting to do a second one. This year, we had the forethought of like, well, if we're only going to do one episode, might as well wait.
Right.
And do maybe 16 groups in one episode isn't that bad. We'll do all of them. And we've ended up with...
Here we are with 27 boy groups.
At this moment, we have 27 boy groups, and I'm not convinced we won't get one more before we record part 2.
One of them doesn't have an official debut date, but it could be before the end of the year. So
who knows?
We may be at 28 by the time we get to the next half.
That's an insane number of boys.
Yeah. A record number of boys.
So we then were like, well, we have to do it in a 2-parter. So we're getting this part this week, and I think in 2 weeks you're going to get part 2.
Yes, because our award nominations will be coming out in the middle of them. Also, a
lot of these boys are nominated.
Yes,
trust
we
me.
also cannot record this episode back to back because one of these groups has not debuted on the date. Two of them have not debuted on the date that we record this episode, so we have to wait for them.
For those asking, we're really out here waiting for Ampers and One Pack.
Yeah, One Pack really getting in there in November 30th.
One Pack getting there.
Like, really cutting.
Honestly, if people start debuting in December, we don't cover December debuts because I don't believe they should happen.
So, if they happen, we put them on the next year, which has only happened once, which we did with Extraordinary Hero. Whatever the hell.
Yeah,
they're bad.
Because, truly speaking, it's a lot. There's so many boys. It's not even that we're doing a more extensive list because we have a lot of Nugu boys, but we've always had a lot of Nugu boys.
We always cover the Nugu boys on this, so
we love the Nugu boys.
It's not like we can decide to not do the Nugu boys this year. We
like the Nugu boys. We've always liked.
And a lot of these groups who are like kind of Nugu, that kind of toe in the line of Nugu versus underrated, are like really, really good, and like I want to talk about them anyway. So.
Here's the thing. The most underappreciated thing in K-pop is a Nugu/underrated boy group. And we are here to be their voice.
Absolutely.
And also to be the voice of every Boys Planet branch group that debuted this year.
Every single person in the finale of Boys Planet will have debuted in a K-pop group by the time the year is over, which is an insane stat, actually.
That's an insane statistic, and also I don't think people remember that they can debut the only people that are debuting next year that were supposedly going to debut this year is that Pledis boy group, and they've decided, fuck it, we're doing the beginning of next year.
I was really hoping Ampers in One Pack would have been next year, because it's like, my god, there's so many.
The group that we're waiting on and hoping that they don't debut is NXD.
RBW, Kirito group.
The RBW
plus
Kirito
Fantasy
group.
Boys people.
Plus Fantasy Boys. I'm praying that we get them, like, January 1st. I want a New Year's debut.
I'm really hoping we don't get early December. Like, I really can't do that to me now. You got to at least give the people a solid month and a half for your debut. You can't keep doing this. All of these Boys Planet groups did not need to debut this year. Like, we could have waited.
No.
We absolutely could have waited a couple of months and done it next year.
It doesn't help because, like, this is one for next episode. We'll go into this next episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that the sheer amount of boys groups this year is insane, especially when you compare it to what girl groups debuted this year.
That category is barren this year. Like, there's nobody in that category.
We finally got Baby Monster's announcement.
I'm not convinced that's happening, to be honest. I'm not convinced they're gonna be here until they're here. Like,
I mean, it's more of a direction than we've gotten in months.
True.
Months.
Yep.
And what else have we gotten?
Kiss Alive, L's Up, which doesn't count. L's Up shouldn't count, but
L's Up doesn't count. Kiss Alive is fine. Like, I'm sorry, you want to compare Kiss Alive to, I don't know, even like a Boy Next Door? Like, no, other than Baby Monster, no actual companies debuted any girl groups this year.
I know.
And they all debuted 15 boy groups. But
every single company decided they had to debut a boy group this year. Plus all of these, like, produce or Boys Planet groups that decided they needed to come out by the end of the year. Plus the ones that were made on survival shows also coming out this year.
And also plus the international ones.
Oh yeah, we got multiple non-Korean groups on this list. Normally we only have like one or two. We got at least four that I can think of right now.
Yeah, there's a lot. All right, so I think we have to start from the beginning.
Yeah, so we're gonna do this series chronologically in debut order. We will be ending this episode on ZB1 to give you the timeline of we're going up to July 10th on this one, and then everybody else
the date range.
It will be in the next episode.
Sorry trust me, if we somehow missed a boy group debut, which I can't imagine we have, but if we did, sorry, they didn't make the cut.
They gotta be really Nugu to not be on this list. And it's like, there's only so Nugu we can go with it. It's when we already have 28 of them.
But here's the thing. We went really Nugu this year.
We did. In this first half, we're going real Nugu.
I feel like other years we were maybe a little more discerning of who is too Nugu.
Well, in other years,
I've learned the answer is there's no such thing as too Nugu.
Well, in other years, we were also kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel trying to get enough groups for an episode sometimes.
That too.
And that wasn't an issue this time, but we still had them when we were doing this first half of the year. And weren't expecting the additional 16 boy groups that we got in the second half of the year. So
also just to set some ground rules, we do not include subunits, and we do not include, with an exception, maybe sometimes.
Yeah, we
do not include. By rule, we don't include anybody that's already debuted. So if you're debuting as a soloist, you don't count. For the most part, even if you debut as a new soloist, you don't count, and subunits also do not count.
We've got one Boys Planet related soloist in part 2, but that's it.
And that's an exception. That's not the rule.
Yeah.
So certain people, all the BTS members that debuted solo this year, they
that
don't
would
count.
Be stupid. That would feel really stupid to talk about that. That would be really stupid to talk about that in this episode.
But things like that of if you debut solo, don't count.
Yeah.
If you're a soloist that debuts, you're in consideration.
You gotta be special in some way.
There's gotta be a special thing for you to count.
Yep.
And then also, subunits immediately just off the list.
It just if you
just not a thing.
Most of the rule is if you've debuted before and you're trying to debut again as a subunit or soloist, why would we bother? Re-debuts do count because that happens a lot in K-pop.
So for example, L's Up doesn't count.
No.
Re-debuts do count.
Yeah.
All right. First boy group. We're talking about. We're immediately going in for a very
only partially Korean group. Immediately.
Only partially Korean.
Yes.
So we have the 7. The 7.
Love them. Love them so much.
I do too. So they debuted on January 29th, super early in the year. Mm-hmm. And they're a 7-member Korean Thai group under Canada Entertainment. I'm sorry about the pronunciations, my friends. A lot of these entertainment companies aren't words.
Mm-hmm.
They just are things.
Yep.
So, essentially, they were formed, the 4 Thai members were picked through a Thai survival show called 7 Stars. And then I guess the
3 Korean
the 3
members
Koreans were just around.
Just got to come along for the fun.
Also, for all of this, we're gonna just include any notable members, people you may have seen other places. Notable members in this group is Op, who played In Touch in the Thai BL series Secret Crush on You.
Yep.
Because everything comes back to
we got
the
the there we go with the K-pop to BL pipeline again, bringing that up immediately.
Yes. We love the K-pop. It's a theme.
We're gonna bookend this episode with the K-pop to BL pipeline.
K-pop to BL pipeline, but like both of them having the BL to K-pop pipeline.
The reverse.
It's the reverse of the usual. Their debut song is Get Loose. Okay, here's the thing.
It's so good.
Know the 7.
You absolutely
because
do.
You've heard the rap from Get Loose.
Yes.
It's
the song entirely English song.
It's that one.
Yeah. It's entirely in English, the song.
Wholly in English.
Couldn't tell you what they're saying, most of it. Especially those raps, the 2 raps are the rough. And that's the part that went viral on TikTok as well.
Yes,
so if you heard it, that's where you heard that from.
But the other thing with it is that it's really good.
Really catchy song. It's super good song.
And like the English is decent. The English is fun. It's such a they're just like really good pop music.
They're just a really fun group. They're so fun.
And they've had 2 comebacks in the meantime. They've had Chemistry and Good Night. Okay, so here's the thing with Chemistry. So the thing with being a Thai Korean group, the options are they were only going to do songs in English, which is what Get Loose is.
Right.
Get Loose fully in English. And we're like, okay, is this group going to be like
just gonna
XG
be English,
where they're just going to do English?
Right.
No.
Wrong.
Because Chemistry and Good Night are both English and Thai.
Yep.
Here's the problem.
Thai sounds like Korean, though.
The Thai sounds like Korean.
It's those 3 Korean members really make the Thai sound like Korean. Like,
oh, absolutely. It's
a very confusing language experience listening to those songs.
Because you listen to it and I'm like, it's not Korean. The words are not Korean.
Right.
But just the way they're being said kind of
makes
feels Korean.
It sound like
and
Korean.
Then you get one of the actual Thai members speaking Thai. But I also think the issue with it is that specifically Chemistry is written like a K-pop song.
It's a very fast song.
And if anyone actually listens to a bunch of Thai pop, which I've come across entirely because of like dramas I've seen, the way their songs are made don't necessarily I've shown them to you, Kayla. They don't sound like K-pop songs.
They don't.
Like
they're different.
The language is different enough where like you kind of gotta make it sound different. So, like, I also think there's that adding to it. But, like, Chemistry is also really good.
It is. Good Night is more of a slower song, so it's much more noticeable that song is in Thai, but you can tell when a Korean member is coming in and the Thai pronunciation is a little bit rough.
Yeah. It's very, though, I will say, people have clowned on this. Specifically, I think because of,
the rap?
Because of just Get Loose as a song, in and of itself, and that rap more specifically.
Mostly the rap.
Clowned on the 7. The 7 make bangers.
They're so
the 7
fun.
Are really good.
Their music is actually I really
recommend.
like it. They're so fun. I don't think you're meant to take it seriously, especially Get Loose. It's just a fun song. It's so fun.
Also, this is K-pop. I'm supposed to take things seriously here?
So fun. It's such a fun song.
And they look like they're having a good time. And the vibes are right.
The vibes are so fun.
The vibes are correct. Everyone's looking like they're having a good time.
Yeah.
No one's upset. What more can I ask for in this?
Right? It's great. Love that.
Don't think too much about it.
Don't.
That's all I can say about the 7.
Exactly.
And also, whatever that rap was, that rap is iconic, and I love every second of it.
He's so iconic for that rap. It's so funny.
I love it. And that's not even like a joke. I'm not even making fun of him. I highly enjoy it.
It's very fun. All right,
so next.
Second boy group, we have 8-Turn. They debuted on January 30th, so literally one day after the 7, on the same day as the next group on this list.
Yep. January, busy month. Yep. End of January, busy month.
Real busy. Because we get no groups in February, so...
Nope. It's fine.
So they're an 8-member Korean boy group under MNH Entertainment. So a notable members from them is Jaeyoon, who is on Boys 24, and Mix 9, who ranked 50th, and Kyungmin, who is on Island. Their debut song was called Tic Tac, and have since had one comeback called Excel. Also, Matthew from Boys Planet... Could have been in that group.
Real
close to being in that group.
If they had not put him on Boys Planet.
He would have been
an 8 turn. He could have been a member of 8 turn. And I think he still would have worked out well.
Yeah, he's friends with the members of 8 turn. They've like done lives together and stuff.
Oh yeah, they were almost in the same group together. Could have
had a Matthew in 8 turn.
Yep. Here's the thing about 8 turn. We also really like 8 turn.
8 turn really good. Really solid group. 8 turn.
Here's the thing. If you're into the 80s Zyker style of music,
8 turn.
Listen to 8 turn.
8 turn
is for you. We like 8 turn more than we like those two other groups.
We like to describe Zyker as a group we will be talking about shortly. 8 turn is doing Zyker's music better than Zyker's is doing what Zyker's wants to do.
Exactly. In our opinion, we like 8 turn more than Zyker's. But if I know Zyker's is the more conventionally popular group.
Yeah,
so if you're into that style of music,
check out 8 turn.
I think 8 turn is definitely up your alley.
But they have that like kind of noisy sound to them, but I feel like the execution with 8 turn is a lot better.
The execution is less obnoxious.
It's less obnoxious,
and I think
for sure.
That's infinitely more interesting. Because that's the thing about the newer style of noise music. It's getting to the point where you're just getting obnoxious a little bit.
That's like AT's got there eventually, where they got too obnoxious.
Oh, AT's got there a lot.
Yeah.
They feel a little like they feel the most like an updated version of 24K.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And I really like them. And they just make it like a lot of these new goo boy groups. I just think I like the fact that what's recently been coming back is just having a level of new goo boy group that are like around and just make solid bangers their whole career. But you know they're not going to be around there's going to be mismanagement. They're going to disappear for years. But like you're just like in your heart of hearts, you're like, I like them.
We just like, it's love like
the 24K, like the Mad Towns,
all of that history,
the Map
Boys
Sixes,
Republic, all of them.
Boys Republic, that era of K-pop boy group.
We
and I like
love
that we're starting to build back up our new goo.
We love a D-tier boy group on this podcast.
A D-tier boy group are sometimes the most consistent bangers. Like
honestly.
your A tier fluctuates. Your D tier stays close to your heart.
The
problem is they get no love from anybody. And also then you don't want to get that invested because they'll just disappear.
At some point you realize how when you're into new goo boy groups, you realize like the chances they just don't release music ever again and disappear.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of always a concern, but you know, you gotta appreciate them while they're around. You don't want to let them
too close. Yeah, and this is like, I love it. I don't know how much like M&H Entertainment has people, but I'm not sure like what if I'm dealing with a company that's gonna give me more.
I don't think so.
No. Because they. But also, you gotta start somewhere.
That's all they have.
Also a new company.
8 turn's really all they have right now because they used to
have. They have now because I just remembered that they had Chungha.
They used to have Bandit.
They don't have her anymore.
They used to have Bandit. They don't have either of them anymore. So
no. But like I remembered, I was like, they have Chungha, and then I forgot that Chungha had left.
Nope, not anymore.
Not anymore. And they have Matthew, which they have to do. They do
have Matthew, but they won't have Matthew back again for another 2 years.
2 years, yeah. So maybe 8 turn can hold down the fort.
Right.
I enjoy them a lot. I hope they stick around for a while. I really
like them. They're very good.
I do too. They're very good. All right. So next we have BXB or Boy by Brush.
Boy by Brush.
Boy by Brush. This is what we're doing.
What that means, who's to say?
I don't know, man. Who knows what that means?
Yep.
So they're a 5-member Korean group under Wolf Burn Entertainment. What is that?
Wolfburn.
That's a word.
It's certainly a name for a company.
I also, if I could find the meaning of the group names, because some of these are stupid, I decided to put them in. BXB stands for Boy by Brush, which holds the meaning of drawing the youth, and they express various chapters of youth with music of various genres. What does that mean?
Sure.
That's just words.
Sure, buddy. Okay.
Sure, buddy. All right, notable members include Jihoon, Hyungwoo, and Siwoo, who were in Tracing, the former TS Entertainment group that fell apart.
Yep.
And Hanmin was also in Tracing and also in Extreme Debut Wild Idol. A show you'll hear more of than I care to say.
A lot of people were on that show.
So many people were on that show. And also they participated in Peak Time this year. They were one of the new groups that went on Peak Time.
I don't think they did very well.
They did not. Their debut song was Fly Away, and they've had a comeback since then with Planet.
Mm-hmm.
They are fine.
Solidly fine. A solidly fine.
I think what's causing me to hesitate on them is that they put out mostly like pseudo ballads.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's not a lot of, so it's like solidly fine music. Nothing I'd go after. I think the other thing is just we were really big fans of Tracing, so like I also am just really,
I'm happy they're around still.
I'm happy they're around.
Some of them, yeah. They're not making as good music as Tracing was making, unfortunately.
But also, they don't have, I mean, not that TS was, like, a big company, but TS had more money than Wolfburn.
Also, they're all older now in comparison to when they were in Tracing, because that group fell apart years ago.
Yeah. I will say, Missing by Tracing is still, like, a top-tier K-pop song for me.
I'm a big fan of one of the only Wolf-based K-pop songs I like, which being Wolf Baby by Tracing. Really good.
Wolf Baby by Tracing, also really good. Go listen to Tracing. TS debunked. TS gone.
Really takes a lot for a group to make a Wolf-based song and me to not immediately hate it.
We've only gotten 2. Like, that one's, like, the most explicit Wolf song.
It is very,
it's
very a Wolf song, but it's so fun and cute.
It is. We really enjoy. We really like Tracing.
They were great.
But back to
BXB, which is just Tracing in a way.
It's 3 members of Tracing and 2 other guys.
4 members of Tracing.
4 members of Tracing and 1 other guy. One dude. They're fine. I enjoy
Solidly
them.
Okay.
If you're a big Tracing fan, follow up with them. I just kind of need them to make a little more something for me. But I enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
We're now reaching the point where those first 2 we had a lot to say about. Some of the rest of these we have less to say about.
We're in a stretch of like decide Zykers who we're gonna get to, but we're in a pretty long stretch of real Nugu for a second. So first we have WeA letter A.
I've been saying WeA.
Who knows?
Not to be confused with WeI.
WeI, also a group that exists.
Also a group we've talked about on
multiple times.
On our rookie boy groups.
Yep. So they debuted on March 29th. They are a 4-member Korean group under Madwell Music. Notable for WeA, all former members of Big Flo, with Junghyun being the CEO of the company.
Another Nugu boy group that we loved.
Another Nugu boy group making a return in the year 2023.
Look, Big Flo was weirdly very good.
Mm-hmm.
The drama with Big Flo. This group wants to be highlight.
They do. They do want to be highlight. Their music is very highlight. Like,
they only have 1 song right now, but it's very highlight.
It's so highlight. It could be a highlight song. And it's just like a highlight song, but with like not quite the vocal ability that highlight has.
And also not quite the money for the drama of a highlight song.
Right.
It's all a little bit like what's the one I'm remembering that this is? It's the one where they're just in a house and that's falling apart.
Oh God.
It's not the end. That's what I'm thinking.
Not the end, yeah.
Not the end. It's that, but if not the end's a 10, this is about a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the drama scale.
Yeah.
It just feels a little like you can't get to the highs.
Right.
But like I like highlight. This is fine.
Yeah.
If you're a Big Flo fan, they're around.
They're around still.
I think it's just Big Flo with like I think 1 or 2 people that didn't decide to come back. Because I think Big Flo was 5 or 6.
I don't remember.
Something like that. But like I know Big Flo was bigger than 4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm happy to see people trekking on. They would have been really good to have on Peak Time.
Oh, definitely. They should have definitely went on Peak Time. But they did not.
They did not. But hey, there could be Peak Time too. Please don't do Peak Time
I think we're out of groups. I don't think we can. I think we've completely
probably not
used up the groups who would do a Peak Time.
Who would be willing to do it. Fair enough. And also kind of was a waste of time for the people that went on that show, to be honest.
I know.
Except Vanner.
Vanner did come out of that winning, for sure.
Yeah, but like when one group out of like, what, 20
24,
that went on?
24 plus a bunch of soloists, or 23 plus some soloists.
You know who won out of that group? Vanner and BAP.
And Jonghyuk and
That's
BAP.
it. No, I think the entire, just BAP's memory.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so Big Flo was 5 people.
Okay, so
one dude didn't come back.
We're missing one.
Someone decided not to come back.
Mm-hmm.
He's living his life.
That's fine. You know what? He doesn't. Some people realize they don't want to be a K-pop idol, and that's fine.
Especially when you spent the years of your life in Big Flo.
Yeah.
Hey, Upside Down by Big Flo is a banger. All right, so now we get to one that people might have heard of.
Yep.
But it takes a while to get there sometimes.
Yep.
We have Zikers.
Yep.
Zikers debuted on March 30th. They're a 10-member group under KQ.
So many people for a boy group these days.
So
10
many
members
people.
is huge for a boy group these days.
Especially recent.
We've really gotten down to like 8 being the max amount of people you put in a boy group.
8 being the max. I think it's on average 5 to 8.
Yeah.
I think people like to settle around 7.
7 or 6 is a really common,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah. Notable members, only one person out of this you've seen before, because Yechin was on Under 19.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Everyone else is a brand
being
new.
An absolute child on Under 19, by the way. Yechin, 12 years old when he was on Under 19.
A child. Very well. This was good for him.
Yes,
the years have been good to him.
It was like crazy whiplash for me seeing that he was in this group, because I was like, you're talking about the child that I watched on Under 19 that definitely was too young to be on that show.
Those children grow up so fast.
Yep.
So they debuted with Tricky House and have had one comeback, Do or Die, and like all the K-pop groups from any major company have had like 15 music videos in the middle.
Yep, like every single B-side gets a music video for
every
Zikers.
One of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Much like how they did with ATEEZ.
Yep,
all right, so this is KQ's next boy group after ATEEZ.
Next boy group.
And you can really tell that by everything that they've done.
Mm-hmm. The ATEEZ influence is like real obvious. Like it is. And at first, like debut era Zikers, I was like, this is just ATEEZ when they were good, so I'm into it. Like, it's okay.
But then they decided to just speed run ATEEZ.
Yeah, so now...
And then immediately get to the ATEEZ that I don't like.
Right, and now we're in, like, weird, like, emo music, kind of, but it's bad. Like, bad emo music.
It's giving... I don't know, man. It's trying to be ATEEZ by way of last year's TXT.
Yeah.
Like 0 times 1 equals love song.
But if ATEEZ made that song.
But if ATEEZ made that. And I just don't... It's what... We compare them to 8-Turn.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I like 8-Turn more is there's a not as a not. The thing is, I think the music, not the members. These kids are fine.
Yeah.
These kids are doing what they're asked to do.
There's like some amount of restraint in 8-Turn.
There.
In 8-Turn, there's like some type of restraint with that music. Here, it's just like, it's a lot.
There's an obnoxiousness to it.
Yeah.
And
even Tricky House has that. But like, that's like what ATEEZ's thing is, and it works for a lot of songs, but then you can take it in a way that makes it really bad too.
I think you have to, the danger with this music is if it works really well if you look at a lot of early ATEEZ.
Yeah.
The problem is you are literally riding the line.
Mm-hmm.
And you can easily go over
that line. Yeah. And Zikers did that real fast.
Zikers did that real fast.
Did that
I think
immediately.
But I also think that's just the environment that KQ is right now.
Oh yeah,
because ATEEZ has also been doing that for years.
Has also been
so
doing
I can't really
much,
expect KQ to start restraining themselves.
Right. It's like they did one early ATEEZ comeback, and now they're like really pushing like the more recent ATEEZ style, which is like where we're crossing the line of it being too
it back to like also kind of being influenced by like early 2000s like pop punks, like, and by I don't mean like musically, I mean just the vibes and the style are giving very early 2000s pop punk.
Mm-hmm.
It's K-pop making pop punk, essentially.
Yep.
And it's fine. I also think that they sound worse on Do or Die.
They definitely sound worse because it's got some of that like weird emo singing going on.
Yeah, emo singing style specifically is really not helping them. They're singing a little too Gerard Way for me-ish.
Yeah.
Which is like, I liked My Chemical Romance, but I also everybody.
We don't need to be doing that in 2023 K-pop.
No, no, we don't. It's a lot, and like I think Xikers. The saving grace of Xikers is that they're so new.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't think they can ride ATEEZ's coattails forever.
Right, we only have one comeback
so they might need to figure out what to do with them.
Yeah, we only have one comeback so far, so I kind of have hope that we can get something different from them still. Which is the case with a lot of these boy groups, with them being so new, and most of them either having only a debut or one comeback, so... Yeah, it's hard to say. There's
really not much to judge on. We can say we like these groups, and then in like a year they'll be on our worst list.
Yeah, and then they'll be awful all of a sudden.
There's an evolution with all these people.
Yep.
All right, so next we got probably the most Nugu.
We're in the weeds of Nugu now.
We're in the weeds.
I think this is as far in the weeds we get Nugu wise. So
absolutely. There is no way you get more Nugu than this.
No, definitely not.
This might be the most Nugu we've ever gotten.
Wow, the wows. The year we had both wows, those were both pretty really Nugu.
But at least both wows had music videos.
I don't think Band Wow did. Wizards of the World, Band Wow, I don't think
Wizards of the World? I'm not sure.
I don't think they did.
Probably not, but I don't know if they ever officially debuted.
I just don't know what was going on with that group. We just talked about them because they had a stupid name. And they were doing Let Apple, but in 2021.
Let Apple, but bad.
Yep. So, next we have We Us. No relation to We A.
And no relation to One We or One Us.
Nope.
No relation.
No relation. They debuted on April 3rd. They're currently a 5-member Korean boy group under We Us Entertainment. They were 8 members, but 3 of them left in July for unknown reasons, which is a choice already. That's all the
information I could find.
We got one notable member of Kun who was on Under 19. And their debut song was Purple Sky, but they don't have a music video for it, just a music show performance. That's it.
Show champion.
That's all we got for this group.
Not even the top tier music, like not even
one of the bottom, the lesser tier music shows.
Yep. They're fine.
They're not bad. I don't have any complaints. They're just super Nugu.
They're just so Nugu that like if you don't do this, you're never gonna find about We Us.
No.
Never.
Nope.
So this is where we're informing.
I don't know if I expect anything else out of them. Given how Nugu. So.
Oh no.
If they don't make any more music, that's not even surprising.
Hey, if they never make any more music, at least we recorded that they were here.
True. This is
Period.
True. Yep.
They were here. They happened. We know that they were here.
Uh-huh.
They're fine. They're decent. I quite enjoy them, but they're not.
Yeah, like their music is not bad, but also it's not very memorable.
It's very generic.
It's hard to be memorable when you're that Nugu to begin with, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. All right. So then we have maybe the group with like the most like individual stuff going on, like the most comebacks.
Yeah.
At 3.
That's a lot.
That's a lot for the first year.
Right, and them not being from, like, a major company either, which is also pretty good.
So we have Zodiac, but spelled with an X.
Yep.
They debuted on April 25th. They're a 9-member Korean group under Cool Jaksu? Notable members include Lex was on Loud, because there were, like, 1 million people on that show for somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And Hyunsik was on Produce X and he ranked 77th. So, like, not a high ranker.
Right.
They debuted with Throw the Dice and then have had comebacks with Lemonade and Only Fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of fun.
They're really, I do like their music. I do think it was really, it's really fun. I would also like to point out that there is, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 pre-debut members of this group.
There are. Yes.
One of them named Ricky. I thought that was really funny.
One of them named Ricky. Yes, he is.
Uh-huh.
There were a lot of people that I had to cut down of
a lot of people who were almost in this group but were not for some reason.
They're not even like a survival show group. It's just a bunch of
They're just a random ass
members.
group. Also, the video seems weird. Their debut music video seems weirdly high quality, given how
it is very. It's like a pretty. It's
like a
video.
decent looking music video.
Which, like, for like Nugu boy groups, is not the most usual thing you see.
Right? It's weird.
Though, I will say the debut video infinitely more interesting than the other two.
Oh, definitely. They definitely put all their money into that debut music video, and that was it.
Yeah. But, like, overall, I think that they're actually quite good. They kind of do fall into that...
They're in the 8-turn Zykers.
80s, 8-turn Zykers.
They're in that
whole
realm
thing.
of music.
But, like, that realm of music, we shit on it a lot.
Yeah.
But it can be done well.
Them specifically really give me that second gen, like 24K history, Madtown energy. Like I think the closest sounding to that for me out of all the other groups.
I enjoy them a lot.
Yeah. Which is
this is just a lovely little episode. We're very positive.
So many. There's not a single group in this first half that I dislike. So.
Mm-hmm.
We will,
even with the issues we have with Zykers, we think that's an artistic issue, not so much a member issue.
I don't know. The second half will have more a little bit rougher. It's not like really bad.
A little bit rough.
It's not like any of these groups' debut songs are on our worst songs of the year list like we've had in past years. So that's usually, a plus overall.
Honestly, usually our worst songs of the year list is like riddled with debuts. I know. And not so much this year.
I know. 2021 I think was a really rough time for that. Very bad.
Yeah. But yeah, no, overall I think Zodiac weirdly quite good.
Weirdly a good group.
Again, if you really are into that style of K-pop, and you want to not just listen to the same 4 groups over and over again, bring them in.
Check out
Zodiac.
Nugu boy group.
You have to. That's where all the good music goes.
Yep.
Weirdly.
All
Next we have another exception.
We do.
To the rule.
Well, it is, but it's not really given how we run this podcast to begin with.
Oh, absolutely.
So next we have DX-Teen. DX-Teen made their debut on May 10th. They are a 6-member Japanese boy group under, you guessed it, Lapone Entertainment. So this is the
everything comes back to Lapone.
Everything comes back to Lapone. So this is the first non-produce, like made as a winner of a produce group that Lapone has attempted to debut. Doesn't mean that they have no connection to produce because 4 of them were on Produce Japan season 2, and one of them was on World Class. So
World Class, which again is another thing which is also connected just to CJE&M.
CJE&M,
which for people that don't know,
TO2, TO1, that TO1, situation,
all of that. Yep. And then Lapone is half owned by CJE&M.
Yep.
It all fits together.
So DX-Teen's got a really long explanation for the name here.
It's so
much.
The
group name DXT is short for Dream X Teen, in which they are aiming for a dream, growing while extending, quotes, extension capital X, and expanding, expend capital X, step by step. It expresses the infinite possibilities of 16s who continue to work hard and take on challenges. And it contains the meaning of making dreams even bigger, even if some time passes and grows. Okay.
Why are there 4 explanations in
that? There's too much.
4 different meanings.
We don't need the X to have 3 different meanings in DX-Teen.
We don't. The X just is everything. The X is the universe.
We could have ended it at Dream X-Teen and that would have been fine. Like, that was perfectly fine explanation.
What that means.
Yeah.
They're a delightful little group.
They're a very cute little group. I really enjoy them. They make very cute music.
They do.
It's definitely distinctive from JO1 and I in the fact that neither of them are making music this cute.
Yeah, no. For the most part, they do tend to also skew younger than both I and JO1.
Yeah,
which
because I and
does work to their benefit.
With the exception of Show, the exact same, have their age range almost identical. I and JO1. But yeah, DX-Teen's a little bit younger. They also still we say they make cute music. They make cute K-pop music. They do not make J-pop. They are solidly making K-pop sounding J-pop music.
The CJ E&M influence is on this the same way it's on JO1 and I.
Yeah.
It's very similar in that way.
It's solidly KJ-pop music. It is not, they're not making cute J-pop music. Yeah.
You can see that, especially in the transition from, like, Brand New Day, which is the debut, to First Flight.
Yeah.
Because, like, First Flight is just full K-pop.
That's a K-pop song, First Flight. Yeah.
Also, a thing I noticed when we were watching the First Flight music video, I don't see that many J-pop videos that just take place in the streets of Japan.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just not watching the correct J-pop videos.
Right. Well, the only other J-pop we check out is, like, Snowman and whatever is going on.
Fair. But they're from big companies. They should have all the money to be outside.
Those are the only ones that exist, and I don't know if they just, like, don't want to put in the effort.
Don't want them to go outside.
Or if they just can't be bothered to put in the effort because they're gonna sell millions of albums anyway, like...
Fair enough. Why care when you don't have to? But I will say I do like all the DX Teen does make a more fun comeback than they did a debut.
Yeah, their comeback is definitely better. Not to say that their debut song is bad, but it's a little bit more boring. But the comeback is really fun.
I would also like say like Dive and all of that other stuff is like, because like every other J-pop, there's so much content around a comeback.
So many music videos, like an insane amount of music videos now.
Just a good time. They're very good. They do feel very much like much like how CJ Lapone does with I and JO1. Like they are on par vocally and dance-wise with a K-pop group as opposed to a lot of J-pop, which is like a rung below.
Right.
In terms of like what they're seeing and what they're doing. So like they are just a K-pop group.
They definitely
essentially
are.
A K-pop group in Japanese.
Right. And it's like, again, with like, they do have the similar problem with JO1 and I were like, I do not have any type of a gauge on their popularity. Literally, it's like really hard with these K-J-pop groups to gauge the popularity of them. Because that's like,
it is hard.
It's really hard because they're not full J-pop. All I know is that they're starting to encroach, like JO1 I, like Lapone as a whole is starting to encroach on the Johnny's situation and what's going on.
I don't fully know what the whole monopoly status is.
Right, especially with the Johnny's, the man stuff coming out, and I think the public opinion getting worse on that. So it's like, I don't know.
So like, I don't fully know what the whole, how does one say?
I did read an article recently that JO1 was the first non-Johnny's group to perform on some music show recently.
Nice.
And that was a big step because apparently Johnny's, like the company, just had a monopoly on it to stop anyone not from their company from performing on it. So I do think that like K-J-pop is making strides in the J-pop market. They're definitely nowhere close to the millions of albums that the Johnny's and the Exile groups are selling. Yeah. But I think we're slowly getting there.
And I also do think that it's like a good step in the right direction just because like monopolies are bad.
Yeah. And people complain about the K-pop monopoly. I was like, you don't even know about the J-pop monopoly. Like that's a whole different breed of monopoly over there.
This is why we're here.
Yep.
It's part of our job, Kayla. We know about all the monopolies.
We do.
We have to learn this stuff. So
we have to inform the people.
That's why we're here. We're here to inform all the people.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's been DX Teen. DX Teen, very cute. We enjoy them.
I do like DX Teen. I think that, like, overall, especially with the KJ-pop, I just enjoy seeing them.
Yeah.
Like, the more KJ-pop that exists, it's like, it all goes on a playlist, and when I want to listen to it, it's just a little delightful time.
And that's the thing with KJ-pop. It's a genre of music that is it makes me happy, like, as a whole. It's just fun music to listen to.
And, like, sometimes I'm into the drama, and JO1 will bring that, but it's, like, a different kind.
And sometimes I want together. The I noise music, but then it's, like, but a lot of their stuff is also really fun, so.
But, like, at the end of the day, it all just comes back to just being fun.
Yes. That's
and I like fun in this type of scenario.
Absolutely.
All right, so.
Next group.
Kind of
a very similar group in a way.
A little similar vibe.
Yep.
So it's The Wind. They debuted on May 15th. 7-member group under With Us Entertainment, which is the company that
the Highlight Company.
We mentioned them earlier, but
Highlight Company
formed and created.
Yep.
Another one with a meaning that is too long for literally being called
a group called The Wind. Yeah.
Because it's the ambition to deliver the healing that is essential to many people like a ray of wind. That's not what that is.
The wording of that is off, number
just as
one.
the wind changes shape depending on the season, the wind, the group, will be together and next to us by providing comfort, emotion, and pleasure in various ways at every moment. Right. What does that mean?
We're just saying words. Like, those are just words.
Words. They don't mean anything.
Yep.
So they don't really have any notable members. All these boys are brand new.
They're all new, which is rare.
New boys.
It's rare.
Very rare.
We say that, rare. And the next group also has no known boys either, so...
Yeah, but that's a little different. I think that was on purpose.
Yeah.
So they debuted with Island, and their comeback was We Go. They're a delightful
They're so
little
delightful.
Group.
They also look super young. Even
they're not, though.
They're in this. Like, they're in the regular age range for a boy group, and they're like 15 to 19. But my God, one of them looks like they're 12 or something. And the thing is they also look like they're de-aging every comeback. Like they actively look younger in this. They're Benjamin Buttoning. They actively look younger in their first comeback.
They do. They are just very sweet. There's one kid in particular that looks 12 years old. That looks maybe 10 in the comeback. It's a lot.
Really, really young.
Very
looking,
young.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's, I don't think he's even the youngest, is he?
I don't know. Well, I don't know which one it is.
At the very least, the youngest is about 15, 16 years old.
Yeah. Which,
like, for a rookie K-pop group is not that young. That is the average.
They're also making very cute music, too.
It is.
I think that's part of it. But, so the styling is making them look younger.
You know who else is 15, 16? Eugene.
Yeah.
This kid does not look like
No, but the styling, I think, is also what's making him look younger.
You can't make Eugene look like this.
I think you could. I think you could, in a way.
Maybe.
Because they're being very styled. Because the Wind is getting styled in, like, the early Golden Child early NCT Dream style of clothing. He kind of look really young.
To be honest, he does kind of look like how they styled Jinho in
Shine with a backpack and a cape.
With the cape.
Jinho, the oldest member of that group. Jinho, the oldest member of Pentagon.
But he also looks 12. Yeah. But no, that group is like a little breath of fresh air. Mm-hmm. They're giving very Astro, early Astro,
early Golden Child is the vibe.
Also,
there.
Kind of early girl group. Yeah, very girl group.
Oh yes, absolutely. They're making girl group music. The Wind.
If you like cute girl group music, I think you would like The Wind.
We were re-listening to their music, and we're just like, this could be like a G-Friend or Oh My Girl song. Like
it could be
like early G-Friend, early Oh My Girl. Like that's the type of music they're making.
It could be. They're having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like they're delightful. They're having
so delightful.
Fun. And I just have they're just like a thing to just have on. They bring a little smile.
Mm-hmm. Very cute. Very fun.
They are. I am curious to see what the evolution is because they've started styled so young.
I know.
I'm curious where we go.
They're probably going to be cute for a while, but like an evolved cute, like in the way that Astro and Golden Child did that, hopefully. So
yeah. I hope they evolve into much in a more similar to Astro kind of way. We evolve into like into more of a sophistication.
Yeah.
And not into whatever the hell else is going on.
I really hope we don't just do a 180 into noise music, which would be very annoying.
Oh dear God,
I don't think
enough.
they will, considering they're in the highlight.
They're
in the highlight company.
Highlight.
I can't imagine any world where they're making a group that makes noise music.
Can you imagine Highlight being out here writing like an 80s style?
Yeah, like
I
can't imagine the scenario where Highlights get a company, like a group in the Highlight company is gonna get noise music. So
no, absolutely not. But I did like them a lot. I think they're very charming.
Very
I think
fun.
They're the very cute little group to have around.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it is good to sort of balance out, like, up until this point, other than DX-Teen, which, like, isn't K-pop.
Which is a J-pop group,
all of these other boy groups have sort of had either have sort of had this more, noise-ish-esque style of music.
Yeah.
The Wind
We're getting all of the, we literally have all of the cute groups, like, at the end of this list. And we got all of the noise groups first.
Yeah. Love them, though. I think they're very fun. They debuted in spring. I think it works for spring.
Yep.
I want to see more from them, though. I'm very curious.
I know, we did get the one comeback already, so we just need more.
So yeah, at least it does say that we're not doing an immediate 180, which is like
their comeback song was very similar to their debut, so
yeah.
Bare minimum, we'll probably get a trilogy of something with that. So I would assume their next one
and I can imagine them sticking around for like a year or two, and then possibly going in a different direction. Right. I hope it's an evolution direction and not a 180 direction.
I know. I really don't appreciate the 180 whenever we do that.
I don't love it either.
All right, so next group on the list, we have Boy Next Door, which is fun.
Oh, Boy Next Door.
Yep, so they debut on May 30th with the songs, confusing debut song, of one of three options for a debut song.
And here's the thing, that debut of May 30th is for Serenade specifically. Yep. Because that is what is considered their debut. But
But I Like You, One and Only, and Serenade, which is the debut song? Who's to say, honestly? And who's to say what the date is?
Because I've also seen, like, in terms of how much I've seen them perform, they've performed Serenade the least.
Right. It's like, because the other, Serenade also feels the least like a debut song as well. But also, that's the day the album came out, so it's like kind of the debut song, but not really.
It's also like how a lot of people just technically with iKON don't know what their debut song is. Yeah. And most people concur it's probably stylistically Rhythm Ta.
Right, and then it's
technically it's not.
My type. But the same thing with New Jeans. New Jeans is a very similar thing where it's like
because it's
might
cookie,
as well be Attention.
Not.
So
like it's that
there's
kind
a confusing situation there, but regardless, they are a 6-member Korean group under KOZ's Entertainment, which is a HYBE labels company. That is the Zico company. The Zico influence very noticeable in this group.
Oh my god, the minute they start rapping, I hear Zico rap.
The people who say they can't hear the Zico influence, I don't understand. Because they're not doing rap music, but you can hear the Zico. No, I hear the raps, and I can hear Zico doing all the raps in this song.
Here's the thing: the people that can't hear the Zico haven't gone back and listened to Block B since Block B stopped making music. It's like this is Block B,
right?
This is the raps from her.
This is so easily like the fun, cute Block B era of music. Like Yesterday, absolutely. Her even Very Good is even in a similar
very
realm.
Good. Yeah, I can even see him doing it just feels even
artists,
Nalina,
even artists by Zico,
or
stuff like that. Yeah,
you can hear the Zico.
Yeah,
it's Zico by way of it being a young boy group. Because again, they're not Zico yet, but they're also Zico have been doing this for how long?
Very long time.
And they've been doing this for how long?
Yeah,
you can't immediately expect a Zico.
So the name meaning Boy Next Door, very straightforward name meaning. They're boys who live next door.
I don't think we needed an explanation.
They will be singing songs that people can relate to in their daily lives as friendly as their name. They are the boys next door. They are the boy next door. That's the name explanation, shortened to the point.
I truly don't know why we needed that.
I don't know.
But also, I like that all of their music videos take place in the American suburbs.
The American suburbs is just so funny.
Which is adorable.
The one and only music video just in a mall is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Just with a Build-A-Bear and a Dick's Sporting Goods in the background.
It was very fun to just see all of the
Forever
background
21,
stores.
Just all of the stores that are in every single American mall.
So many malls. They had a great time. I think that it fits I think, truly speaking, they fit this vibe.
Oh, absolutely. So well. It's a perfect, the execution of concept is perfect, yeah. It's great.
I think they're one of the best executions of concept this whole year. I think they picked a name. They picked people that fit the name.
Yeah.
And, you can, it's a Boy Next Door concept, but it's, there's also the variations on the Boy Next Door, because they're, it's Boy Next Door by way of Gen Z.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're a little angsty.
Because the first comeback, you get more of the angsty for sure.
Yeah. It's so good though.
They're very fun. I want to give a shout out to Fish Boy, whose name I don't name, but I love him. He's great.
Hold on, I think his name's like Jay something.
And if people are confused to what that means, in the preview teaser images of the doors and everything, one of the members was we got doors and like images of people. One of them was very centered around fish for some reason. That was just very funny.
His name is Lehan. You're an icon.
Love him. Love him and his fish.
Love
him and his love of fish. It's so funny.
Also, his representative emojis is the shrimp, the lobster, and just the fish.
That's so funny.
I love that.
I love
so
that
much,
they're sticking to that so hard.
I mean, I love Fish Boy. He's an icon.
The absolute icon.
If you ever want to know our boy next door bias,
that's him.
There it is.
Only for the fish of it all, really.
We love the fish of it all. But no, all of these boys are super charming. I think that they fit the concept so well because it is very, especially with the style of music, it is another concept that's like a very line type situation.
Yeah.
Where it's like, they're not too cute. They're not little schoolboys.
Right.
But they're also not like, quote unquote, trying to be bad boys.
They're boys next door.
But it just, somehow, when you say the word boy next door, that's the vibe.
They are the boys next door.
It's such a perfect vibe to it. It's like, there's no other way to describe
American
what
suburb
this
boys
is.
next door.
And if you told me before, well, how do you make K-pop a boy next door K-pop concept? I'd be like, I don't know.
But apparently, we've done it now. Yeah.
It's just a vague concept of what's a boy next? I don't know what that means.
It was so weird for me seeing all of their promotional images. That was very much giving me Disney Channel original movie Stuck in the Suburbs. I was like, I don't know what we're going for with this, but it's weird to see.
But I think they were going for Stuck in the Suburbs.
And they were. They did go for Stuck in the Suburbs, and here we are, and it was executed way better than I thought it would be, so.
But also, they kind of feel like they're weirdly trapped in time.
Yeah, they do feel like they're in the late 90s,
but also in ambiguous time.
Yeah,
everywhere between the late 90s to the
mid
2010s,
the early 2010s. Yeah,
I would even say the mid 2010. All of that time is just boy next door, and I think that's a perfect time to put them in. Recent times, but slightly simpler times. Also, I would like to make. This has nothing to do with the group, but I want to sit here and absolutely say that they have some of the best album packaging I've ever seen.
Oh, the album packaging is adorable.
I own both of the Boy Next Door albums entirely because of their album packaging. Because the first one is a cereal box, and I'm like, well, that's just cool, man. Because my new take on why I buy K-pop albums is either one, it's a group I absolutely love,
right,
or cool packaging.
That man New Jeans really revolutionizing the album packaging this year. That's why that's also why I collect New Jeans, is because their albums are so fun.
There's so much fun packaging.
Make better
with them.
Fun album packaging, everybody, is the
and we will buy them. Because then the second one, which is I think just a single, I bought because it's a little matchbox. And that's adorable.
Because they do a lot of arson in the music video.
There is arson in the music video. But it's a little matchbox. And I'm like, I don't buy the weird little smart albums. I think they're kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But guess what I bought? A little smart album because it's a matchbox. Because it's a cool idea. I think that's how you also can have fun with your K-pop collection, is you add there's only so many books with book style albums with a weird cover on it.
Right.
That kind of it's the samey same, but throw me a cereal box every once in a while.
Exactly.
Very fun.
Very fun.
I think, and I also think that all of that kind of fits with that boy next door concept.
Oh yeah.
It all works so well. We love Boy Next Door. They're really fun.
So good.
I feel like Boy Next Door, this year is the problem with this year. And you see it a lot with this group, Zykers, and a bunch of other ones. There's so many boy groups that they're getting buried.
I know. It's like we say we love so many of these groups, like, and it's like these are not
There's
even
so much love I can go around.
So many boy groups, it's insane this year.
It's an insane amount of boy
so
groups.
So many of these groups would absolutely sweep like this category in any other year, but unfortunately they were the year with 28 other boy groups.
It's an insane amount of boys, and I'm just like, well, what do I do now? I love all of these boys, but there's only so much time and capital I have at my disposal.
I know.
It's insane.
Insane.
There's another group we really like, but has gotten
really
so absolutely put
buried,
by the wayside.
Yeah.
So buried.
Crazy.
Because we have Lunate now, who debuted on June 15th. They're an 8-member Korean group under Fantagio Entertainment, who unfortunately originally had to push back their debut.
Yep.
For reasons of Fantagio for a tragedy.
Yep, it's really unfortunate timing.
Real sad.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate timing. So the name Lunate means 8 boys who with the moonlight that brightens up the dark night. What?
Yeah.
The boys will be releasing music that's easy to listen to, as well as the youthfulness of the members and their own stories and ambitions.
Okay.
These descriptions
we're
are getting
just
worse
we're just saying things now.
Notable members, Ian was on Island under the name Sungchul. So more Island boys showing up.
Yep.
And so far they've only released Wild Heart.
Yep.
I enjoy them.
It's a fun song.
I think they're a little generic.
There's a little bit generic,
especially when you're in a group of 27 boy groups.
Right.
You're not the most... you gotta do something to stand out, man. They're a fine group. But
I know, they're fine. I really liked their debut mini album, but there's just so many boys, man. It's hard.
There's only so much you can do with this many boys.
They have a real fun cowboy, but also NASCAR concept going on with their debut song, which is something.
Yeah. It's very,
it's very horse versus car situation.
Very horse versus car. We've been comparing a lot of these groups with other groups. They're one of the ones where I can't really put anything on them. They just kind of seem generic.
Yeah, they're so generic.
I feel like every K-pop boy group at some point does a song like this.
Yeah, they're in Wii territory of they make super the Wii Mirai territory and making super generic sounding music a lot of the time.
But that's actually just good.
But it's not good. It's not bad music. It's good music, but also they're not doing a lot to stand out. No. They're just making fine music that isn't noise music.
It's just acceptable music. It's a thing that I wouldn't turn off.
Yeah.
If you're just because I go to a lot of Korean barbecue and they have just K-pop over the speakers, and it's one of those songs where I'm I hear it and I'm okay, I think I know this song, but I can't tell you who this is.
Right.
That style of music.
Right.
Or I've heard it at an H Mart.
It's one of those boy groups that I know are fine, but also I can't be bothered to look into more because there's too many boy groups now. Unfortunately,
there's so many boy groups. They don't excite me.
No.
But maybe they'll excite me a different time. Maybe they'll grow into it.
Maybe. They haven't had any comebacks yet. It's just been the debut, so we'll see what else they do. So next
we get the band.
We get the resident band of the list. This year, very good band with one of the...
Very good band.
Band with a dumb name, but a really fun band. So we have Hi-Fi Unicorn. Hi-Fi Unicorn spelled... HI-FI space unicorn, but with an exclamation point where the I is. It's a really fun group name.
That's how that works.
That's exactly how you spell that. So they debut on June 26th. They're a 5-member Korean-Japanese band under FNC Entertainment. And they were formed on the survival show Idol Band The Boys Battle. And they were the band formed by CN Blue. Because the way that show worked was... They had FTI with CN Blue and Flying, and then 2 other just actual Japanese bands.
Just J-rock bands, essentially.
As the mentors on that show, and then after the initial round of auditions and stuff, each of those bands then created their own little band that then competed to win, and then the CN Blue band won, and there's Hi-Fi Unicorn. And you can definitely hear this. Band. You can definitely hear the CN Blue influence.
You can hear the CN Blue.
But they definitely are very good.
No, and you can also hear just the J-rock.
Yes.
In it.
There's definitely a Japanese influence, but it's also CNBLUE by like CNBLUE Japanese music. Like
yeah.
It's like their Korean stuff, which has been so their debut song was Over the Rainbow, which is the technical debut song. The only other song on that debut album is Do Re Mi Fa Sol, which is the song they did on the finale of the show. Huge banger of a song. Absolutely fantastic song. Such a great song. But those two songs together, very Lucy vibes. Like it's very like if Lucy didn't have a violin, this is what Lucy would sound like kind of vibes.
Yeah. It also gives very like this is what an alternate universe and flying if they weren't
if and flying wasn't
ridiculous.
If and flying wasn't stupid, this would be and flying, yeah.
And I mean like IQ stupid because and flying's stupid.
And flying is such a stupid band, but that's like what makes them so fun is the fact that they're stupid, yeah.
Also, I want to point out that this group is technically Korean Japanese, but only that one vocalist is Japanese. Everyone else is Korean.
Yep.
It's the shorter vocalist that if you watch, like, it's the one that, like, if you think he's Japanese, it's the one you think.
Uh-huh.
If you watch the video, it's the one you think.
Yep. So they've had one comeback, which is You and I, which is also used as an OST in a Japanese BL.
It has been.
Yep.
The name escapes me now, but yes, because we live in a world that's a flat circle.
Yep, so we're there. Here we are again with that. And so then they released that originally in Japan, and then I think are re-releasing it in Korean as like a separate Korean comeback.
I think that is sort of how they've been doing, because
that's
kind
of how
they did with Over the Rainbow and with Do Re Mi Fa Sol. So they'll do probably first a Japanese comeback, and then they'll bring it to Korea.
Right.
And honestly, both versions bangers.
Very good.
They're the same song, but they're both very good.
You and I is where you really hear the J-rock influence. You hear that a lot in that song. But also even like Do Re Mi Fa Sol has kind of like a big band influence that's really big in the J-rock sound.
Big in J-rock.
You can hear there.
I think it's fun.
They're a really good band. It's like we've said this before. FNC really knows how to make bands, and this is just like reaffirming that for sure. Like they're a great band.
Because like we had sort of a break from like FNC bands being like the band, because we've had like the FNC bands have either been like CNBLUE and FC Island have like been slowing down
and
their
Flying
activity.
is their newest band, and they debuted in 2015.
Exactly.
So
and since then we were like, there's been like Lucy and One We and all of that other stuff. So they've been taking like
and then JYP making disasters of bands
making
over
bad
there
bands
in the corner. Yeah,
but like at the end of the day, like FNC is still the fucking master.
They are
making a band.
The band company for a reason. Like they know what they're doing.
They make it work.
They really do.
Every year.
I'm so happy we got another band from FNC, because I wasn't sure that we were going to ever get a new band from them. But we do now, and they're very good. I just hope that they do more things.
And I think because they're J-rock, and I think J-rock overall is like a little bit more, I feel like FNC's had great success with their bands in Japan.
Yeah.
Having a more Japan-focused band is probably, like, they're just doing good J-rock, and I can imagine them having a long career that's, like, probably not, like, super Korean successful, but I think they're gonna have a long career of just doing this consistently and probably quite well.
Yes.
I enjoy them a lot.
They're really fun. I really like them. I need them to have more music.
They do. I also see this as a direct answer to what happened with Honeyest.
Oh, yes.
This seems like a direct answer to what happened there.
This does feel like Honeyest would have made this kind of music at some point in time had they survived a little bit longer as a group.
Had they? Fair enough. Also, they also just put out another... I'm looking it up now. Hi-Fi Unicorn just put out a teaser for what appears to be the B-side off of the You and I album.
Oh, nice.
It's so J-rock.
Oh, it's very J-rock?
It's full J-rock.
Cool.
It's beyond the J-rock that we had before. It sounds really good.
I love that for them.
Full J-rock for them. It feels like, what it sounds like is the It sounds like when N-Flying would do the anime opening covers.
Oh, yeah, it's just that, but, like, actually their song.
But, like, an actual song?
Yeah.
Which could be an anime opening?
Right.
Honestly, they're gonna do an anime opening.
They will.
Should.
They absolutely. They are the group.
They
They are the group who should be doing an anime opening of all groups.
Not all these random
Not
other
like
people.
randomly stray kids for no reason.
Again,
like Hi-Fi Unicorn.
Multiple times. Love that. All right.
Now we're the last
one.
We're on the last group.
We're on the big one.
Our favorites. Yep.
Our boys. So we got ZB1.
Mm-hmm.
We love them.
We do.
What more do we have to say than it's ZB1?
It's them. They're
you know who ZB1 is. We don't have to introduce them
for the amount that we've already talked about them on this podcast.
Also, for the amount that they just exist in the like K-pop world, you can't exist in K-pop and not know who ZB1
You can't be the Boys Planet group and like just not be the biggest thing in K-pop like always. Like you cannot escape them no matter where you are in K-pop.
Not at all. So, they debuted on July 10th. They're a 9-member Korean project group under Wake One Entertainment, formed on Boys Planet. So Zero Base One represents the journey of the 9 trainees to be completed as one after their debut. It refers to the glorious beginning of 9 members starting from 0 and ending with 1, and implies the members' commitment to share with their fans the unfinished journey of their group from 0 to 1.
Stupid
that
meaning
means nothing.
Stupid meaning for a name.
Just don't explain it to me. You need 1 in the group name because this is what we are.
I'm also still mad this is the name of the group. Like they gave them the dumbest name imaginable.
It is the dumbest of the produce names.
And it's like, it doesn't even have a 9 in it. I was expecting there to be a 9 in this group number somewhere. It should have a 9 in it, but we got 0 to 1. And it's like, and they asked for all of these, like, they always ask for the fan-submitted names for these groups. Well,
and they don't use it for anything.
They definitely just had this shit written up and ready to go, because there's no way anyone would have submitted this name.
No one would suggest this.
Especially for this group, there's
especially
no way.
Considering the fact that everybody decided that what they were gonna do was, give them more space-related names, because Kepler was the one before that.
No, we got Zero Base One, which is like, what does that even mean?
That's nothing to do with space.
It's so stupid. I hate it.
All right, so all of them are notable because you know who everybody on this show is.
Yep.
But if I have to reiterate, Jiwoong was in bunch of BLs before this, and Gunwook was on Extreme Debut Wild Idol.
Mm-hmm.
They debuted with In Bloom. They just had their comeback with Crush.
Yep.
They make only bangers.
Yep.
They are amazing. We love them.
So good. So iconic.
What?
Always.
I don't know what else to say.
I know. It's really...
Bangers after bangers. Love every boy. All the boys are icons.
All the boys are icon. It's so good. Everything about them is so good.
It's so good. I mean, I guess we should probably talk about because we have a full Boys Planet episode. If you want our opinions on every single boy.
3-hour Boys Planet, 3.5, I think, hour long.
3.5
Boys Planet episode. Yeah.
It's a long time.
It's a lot.
But like realistically, I guess we should actually talk about what we didn't get to because it didn't exist when we got there.
Right.
Which is everything that's happened since Boys Planet.
Yep.
Which is 1. Why am I back to watching shit I haven't watched in years? I'm watching reality shows with these boys.
I know.
What's happening to me? I'm reverting.
We are reverting. It's like
we're reverting back to our worst selves.
That Zero Base One camp or whatever show that was on Viki for a hot second, and I've never watched variety content for a group in years, but here I am watching ZB1 because it's like we're starved for content waiting for their debut.
And they debuted quite quickly after that show ended. They debuted in July. That show finished in like May.
It did.
Like they debuted quite quickly. But like I just want more content.
I know. At that point we were really starved for content. We were watching all of the like dumb reality show stuff that they were putting on YouTube. It's like it's like I need something from them while I'm waiting for them to debut.
And like then In Bloom happened, and I had, like, a mental breakdown because it's so good.
The song is so good.
It's amazing. That whole album, incredible.
I think I, like, word for word my description. I was like, I literally felt like I was ascending to a higher plane when I was listening to that album for the first time.
Correct. It was a religious experience.
So good.
And I don't, like, what? What does that mean?
I know.
I have.
It's so good.
We have what, 12 copies?
12 copies of that first album?
No, 11. It's 11.
11 copies of that first album?
We have 11 copies of that first album.
Yep.
We can't keep doing this. I don't have the money for this. We have light sticks.
We have the light sticks. We did both by the light. The light stick is actually great.
The light stick is massive,
considering
I love it.
What it could have been. It could have been a globe with a logo in it, and it wasn't that, so I'm thankful for that.
I'm very much appreciating the light stick.
Yep.
It's gorgeous for what it could have been.
It's the most large.
It's a kettlebell.
It's huge. It's the largest light stick I own by a lot. Like, it's huge, gigantic.
And honestly, truly, it's a project group, because that thing is not sustainable to take anywhere.
Absolutely not.
You can't.
It would be the worst thing to keep track of in a concert.
To a concert.
Yeah.
They don't even have like the little Wiimote part where you can like put it on your wrist.
They do have that. That's what that stupid little part on the bottom is for. You put on the little strap.
But like, it's not convenient.
No, it's
is my thing. Like, it's not even like you can just let it, because you can't let it. Because like
you
the other ones, like a
Wiimote,
you can sort of let it dangle.
And most of the times,
you can't wear it as a bracelet either.
And most of the times when groups get those like ring lights, because that's becoming more popular, you can wear them as a bracelet to some extent.
You can.
This is way too big to wear as a bracelet. It's freaking gigantic.
Again, I've described it as a kettlebell multiple times. It is roughly the size of a small kettlebell.
It's huge.
Exactly. It is not small. But like, it's a statement piece.
Absolutely. Box is at least twice the size of any other lightstick box I own. It's huge.
I love it,
crazy.
Though. I love it so much. I love everything that they've put out.
Yeah.
Crush, I'm sorry.
Crush is, it has like a 10-second first half of the chorus ruins the whole song. Like, what is it doing there?
But also, at the end of the day, if that's what ruins this song, and it's entirely because everything else is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And that thing is a 9 out of 10.
The thing that I think I'm the most mad about is because their debut was so rushed. They clearly had the Zhang Hao solo song ready to go just for whoever won.
Oh yeah, no,
that
was not made for him.
That was absolutely not made for him, and they could have done, I think, a way cooler song, given him and his violin and like other abilities. They could have given him like a much more personalized song, which is like, I get it.
It could have.
I get it.
Understand
I get
that you probably
this
want
debut
this group out
to be rushed to begin with. Yeah. But I think that's the thing I'm the most mad about, is like, that song could have been way cooler than it ended up being.
Again, I don't know how
generic
we fix that.
semi-ballad, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how we fix that, other than the fact that, like, because if you promise it and then you're like, well, we can't do it on the first album, like, we can't, like, you can't hold back that debut.
Yeah, like,
anymore,
you have to put
you want
it there.
as much time as possible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you fix that.
Right.
Inherently, because, like, technically they had to be ready for Zhang Hao and like fucking, I don't know.
I think they were ready.
Gunwook also willing, it had to work for any person that somehow
Well,
won,
I think they were ready for that song to go to Yujin or to Hanbin. They were not ready for it to go to Zhang Hao, so.
No, I don't think Zhang Hao was ready for it to go to Zhang Hao.
Zhang Hao was not ready for that either, yeah.
Again, that whole finale might have taken a year off my life.
It was an insane experience watching that finale.
I think it took time off my life.
Actually, insane experience watching that finale live.
That was also me ascending to another plane. That top 4, I was dead.
The Ricky 4th place. I will never forget the Ricky 4th place of that finale. Like,
I will never forget.
Holy crap.
It's one of those things where, like, do you remember where you were when Ricky was announced 4th place? Yes, I do.
Absolutely. I will remember that for the rest of my life.
It was an iconic moment.
Insane,
truly.
Actually.
But, like, even from there, like, this whole group came together super well. Love everybody now.
Yes.
We love it. Everyone's doing so well, like, the correct... And then it also seems, like, I know that there's people that get more, I know everything else.
Right.
But it doesn't seem terrible.
I know.
It's not that, like, people are doing nothing, because that has been a thing with other produce groups where there's people that don't do
because
anything.
There's not a useless member. There's not a useless member of this group.
There is not.
We don't have one. This is the first time we don't have a useless one.
But is it also because we cut the group down in size?
I don't know, because if we got 11, we would have gotten who? Park Hanbin. We would have gotten Jay Kaita, Park Hanbin. Like,
yeah, Jay Kaita, Park Hanbin if we would have gone up to 12.
And that's still no useless members.
No, but I'm saying the other, there's so many people. I'm saying if they would have rigged it, we would have gotten multiple useless people.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
That's true. The people didn't want the useless members. We saw what the people did to the useless people.
We did. Also, it is rumored that one of those kids is going to be in the Pledis group, and I hope he's okay.
I do hope he's okay.
I hope that he'll be fine in that group, but I think it'd be hilarious.
Yes, yes.
Like, he won't be useless in that group, but in ZB1, it's different.
Very different.
But, like, no, this group, perfection. Truly perfection.
I actually couldn't ask of anything else from this group. I can't ask for anything else.
And, like, now knowing that everybody from that finale has debuted.
It's crazy.
Which is insane.
It's actually insane that they have all, by the time we do the next half of this, every single person in that finale will have debuted. Insane.
What do I do with, like,
the person doing
that's even better.
Yeah, the person doing the least is Hui. Who knows
what he had already debuted.
Yeah, we had an entire career before he went on that show, so I don't care. Like,
even the kids outside of that finale have just
we've
been
probably got a
right.
decent amount of people in the top 36 who have debuted at this point.
Oh too. Yeah, and between that and then going over to, like, Asia Super Young and stuff
and
like
that, Ollie's over there. Like,
Ollie's over there, and I'm assuming some other people will probably be over
that
there.
One kid
some other
from,
Chinese trainees.
That one kid from Jump Scare Hot was on another Chinese show.
Yes,
and that followed
and immediately
him
got bullied for Jump Scare Hot.
To China. Yeah.
The firewall couldn't keep that Jump Scare Hot out.
I know, it's crazy.
Even the China firewall can't do that.
Nah.
Ugh, icons. Every single one of them.
Absolutely iconic.
We
so
love
good.
that. Like, that truly iconic piece of television.
So good, actually.
Iconic group that comes out of it. Like, truly speaking.
I know.
There's nothing more I can ask for.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that's the end of part 1.
Yep.
But we aren't finished yet. Because usually what we do is we end up ranking these groups.
Yep.
However, with the minutia of there being 28 of them, or 27 of them, sorry. How do I discern 20 from 19?
Right.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to tier rank them.
Tier rank them.
Yay.
So here we go.
So we have also come up with new tiers. For people that don't know, the way we do our tiers is that they are entirely based on stupid English lines from songs.
Yes, yes.
We have revamped them to be new and
we
fun.
haven't done a tier ranking in a hot second, so this is all. I don't know, and I don't know if we're gonna do
a soft reboot,
a tier ranking anytime soon. But we figured
Probably
we would
not.
rename the tiers and make it fun. So here we go.
This is a soft reboot of our tier rankings.
Exactly.
So our new tiers are top tier is still the F4.
Yes, that's what
I don't think we're gonna have an F4.
We're not gonna do F4 yet because
this is
only half.
Comes at the end.
Yeah, only half.
So we'll do that
we'll
later.
Put 4 people in F4 later.
So our S tier, our top tier is fuck you if you're still trying to hate.
Yep.
If you don't know where that's from, that is from the new Bobby song F.
Yep.
Because fuck you if you're trying to hate on my opinions.
Yep,
We're right, you're wrong, shut up.
Yep. Exactly.
Our A tier is my boob and booty's hot from Queendom. From Queen Card, sorry.
Yep.
Icon.
Yep.
Love that.
Very fun.
Our B tier is I'm good, I'm great, I work, get paid.
Yep.
From Key's Good and Great.
The dumbest tier possible.
Our C tier, C tier is just fine.
Yeah.
Average.
Yep.
It's our favorite line from 7, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep. Of course.
Icon.
Of course.
We love that.
Absolutely iconic lyric from Jungkook.
Absolute icon.
Yep.
Our D tier is Hot Like Soup, which is
Yep. That's a line in a song
from the NCT Dream ISTJ. That one. And then our F tier is I'm a 5-star Michelin from God's Menu.
Yep. That one really is the only one from a song not in
from
this year. So that one really stood the
that
test,
one stuck with us.
The test of
that
time.
one stuck with us. So that is our ranking of.
I really like 5-star
tiers.
Michelin as F tier. That's so funny.
I do too.
Because it's stupid. Because that's not a thing. I also do like Hot Like Soup as a replacement for Dinner's Ready.
Like
yeah,
soup.
That feels like correct. It feels like the correct place to replace.
It does.
With.
I like it. I also I also like what was our original one? It was not it wasn't butter. It was from Dynamite.
Oh, smooth.
It was
cup of milk, let's rock and roll.
Cup of milk, let's rock and roll.
Yeah.
I like that turned into fuck you if you still trying to hate.
Yeah, also, and then that means so walking with the cheese, that's the queso, turned into my boob and booty's hot. And
which, you know, some shit's hot.
And Zoom Zoom, my heart like a rocket is now I'm good, I'm great, I work, get paid.
Great, I work, get paid.
Which, and I do also think that just all of the days of the week as a replacement for ice cream, no flake, lemon drizzle is appropriate because what does that even mean?
I don't know. It's the same thing that would mean if I just said all of the days of the week.
All of the days of the week, exactly.
Very C tier, very average.
Very average.
All right. So we are going to be ranking all 13 boy groups that we just have introduced to you.
Yes, yes.
Into our ranking.
Yes, yes.
All right. So we start with the 7.
The 7.
Are they in fuck you if you I think they should be in fuck you.
I know.
Because truly fuck
so
anybody.
Good. If you're hating on the 7.
If you're hating on the 7, truly no.
Get out of here. Leave.
8 turn
feels my boob and booty's hot. They feel like they're a tier below. I
like them in my boob and booty's hot.
They feel like
they're
tier
fun.
below. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
BXB, I kind of want to put.
Are we in Monday, Tuesday tier?
I think either that or hot legs. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll put them in Monday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday, Thursday tier.
Yep.
I kind of want to put them in hot legs.
I feel hot like soup.
They need a little bit something.
Yeah.
Zykers.
I don't know what to do with Zykers.
I don't want to be mean.
I know.
Because they're so young.
I know.
I don't really want to put anybody in I'm a 5-star Michelin.
No one here is 5-star Michelin.
No one's here is 5-star Michelin.
Yeah.
I kind of want to put them in hot like soup because they also need to
put them at the
themselves.
top of hot like soup.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. I think I want to put them in the Monday, Tuesday tier.
Yeah.
Zodiac is. I think Zodiac is. I'm good. I'm great. I work, get paid.
Feels here.
They're serviceable.
They feels good.
They're here. They do the job. Mm-hmm. They work. They get paid. They go home.
Exactly.
DX Teen. I think DX Teen is my boob
and booty's hot. Yeah, that feels right.
I think The Wind is also my boob and booty.
Yeah, that feels good. Boy Next Door, I think is in fuck you tier.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with Boy Next Door. We love Boy Next Door.
Yep. Loon 8 feels like I'm good, I'm great too with Zodiac.
Yeah, they're very I'm good, I'm great.
I'll put them above Zodiac, but in that same tier.
Hi-Fi Unicorn, I want to just put in fuck you tier.
I know. And then ZB1 obviously is going to go in the F4. But
they are going to go in the F. I know we said we wouldn't put anybody in the F4 right now, but
that's a lock for the F4.
That's a lock for the F4 of like K-pop groups that have done anything.
That's lock for the number one
not
group.
Just rookie boy groups.
That's a spoiler. That's the number one group of this year so far.
We love them.
Yep.
So Kayla and I have spent an
ungodly amount of money on them already.
Ungodly.
Insane, actually.
We have considered buying things we don't need,
like magazines and shit, and random concert merch they have.
Concert merch, a concert I won't go
to
or can't go to.
Yeah.
We might go to LA next year.
We might go to KCON LA for them specifically.
For them.
Because when are we going to see them live ever again? Never. We only got 2 years.
We have to
We gotta do it now.
We have to bite the bullet and go to KCON LA.
We do,
this is how we're gonna get across the country. For ZB1.
That's the reason. That's how we're gonna do it.
So yes, that is our current ranking. We'll be adding about 13 more boys.
At least 14 more boy groups onto this list next time we see it. So
that's insane.
Yep. So there's, I think 14 groups on part 2. Yeah.
Yes, there's 14 groups on part 2 because it's 14 to 27.
Yep. What a time to be alive.
What a time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the episode. Come back in 2 weeks.
Come back in 2 weeks for more boy groups.
For the ones that you're kind of waiting for, because either you want to hear us have a discussion, or you don't know us yet, and you don't want to hear what we have to say, I don't think.
Oh, no, definitely not. We do get some more new goo groups there, but most of them...
But we're here for...
Most of them we have are the Boys Planet branch groups, which all of them have decided to come out this year, so that's fun.
And also all of the ends,
and the SM entertainment
stuff.
Of it all is also here, and that's annoying. And that'll be a time. If you've never
heard us talk, yeah, come back for our SM entertainment thoughts.
And then we have to acknowledge that Kaysel as a person exists again, so we gotta deal with that as well.
Don't bring him up.
Super fun time for that. Okay, so fun. But yes, next week we will not have an episode, but on our YouTube channel we will be putting out the videos for all of our award nominations. That's like a 3-part video series because we have a lot of awards and a lot of nominations. So
it's probably coming out Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Usually,
that's what we do. Yeah, so that'll be coming out next week in place of an episode.
I'm just waiting for all the boy groups to debut.
Yep,
okay,
we gotta wait for One-Pact and Ampersand wanting to get in there. Oh God!
What's the over/under on? I never call them Ampersand one, and I just call them Ampersand.
I mean, that's kind of what they are. They kind of are Ampersand. That's kind of what that group is meant to be.
Fair enough.
So
I apologize. That's not what I do on purpose. That's just one that just comes out sometimes.
That's kind of what it is for that group. But anyway, we are available on all major podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We also have the YouTube channel where we post all of our episodes along with clip videos as well. And with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.